Hey, what's going on? It's Fist bringing the news like I do, and there's a couple things that I wanted to cover on. One of the things was from DJ Keemster's podcast, Bad Kid podcast. Some more things I want to expand on, and I want to talk about some other things that are close to my heart and personal and. That's why there's not going to be any ads on this video, because I think it's important that people on YouTube who have maybe, I don't know, I'm not going to say we're famous or nothing like that. I'm just saying we're gamers and that maybe other people look up to us. I mean, there's some people that look up to you, certain people, whatever. But I want to touch on a bunch of things in this video. And the very first thing that I found that was pretty weird, and you can do the research yourself. I'm going to leave a link in the description below on a couple of videos and some research, so you could research this yourself. I've been noticing from the Bad Kid podcast and before that not only in my neighborhood, but in other cities, the lights have been going out. Power outages, for whatever reason. And I just like, the reason that I thought it was weird is because the power went out like at 3 a.m. and the whole city was out. And I didn't understand that. So I looked on Twitter and I'm saying to myself, there's not that many people tweeting about it, but everybody is tweeting about where they're living at, whether you search under power outage or, the lights went out or, the power just went out, something to that effect. And yesterday, I looked at it, and at 1 a.m. in Atlanta, Illinois, and California, the lights went out at that time. And I just started thinking about it, because the reason I found out about that, because I looked and searched on Twitter, because I wanted to see if people in my city were up and they were tweeting about it, but nobody was really saying anything about it. And I just found it kind of weird. Like, why would the power go out at 3 a.m. or 1 a.m. and nobody's saying nothing about it? Maybe they're sleeping or whatever, for whatever reason. I just found it pretty odd. So then I started doing some research, and I researched on YouTube, like, power outages. And then I ran into an article about the government testing they're going to be testing the grids of all the power in the United States on November 13th and the 14th. And so I started listening to these people's videos, and they were talking about the word false flag and how it's used. And every time the government would do training, something bad would happen, like 9/11 or that one shooting at the school or something of that nature. And I just think there's just too much coincidence there, like, to let this slip by and without you guys looking into it, I would suggest highly to, if anything, to be prepared if something does happen. And so I looked further into it, and I'm going to leave that link in the description of the test the United States is saying. What the United States is saying is that of course the government's never going to warn you. And they're not going to say, oh, panic and, we're going to get hit by, a nuclear e.m.p. So they do these clever ways of saying, well, they think that we're going to be attacked, but they don't know where. I mean, it could be from anywhere. You can't stop every single angle. So what you say is, well, we're going to have a test, and then all of a sudden, this what everybody's saying on YouTube, this is not from me, but everybody's saying, like, there's these rogue cargo ships could have, like, Scud missile type nuclear capability, which goes above the city. And what it's called an e.m.p. And the e.m.p. knocks out everything electrical. And so, like, I'm trying to put two and two together. I'm like saying, like, is this the way our government's like saying, okay, we're going to run tests, and just to be, to cover ourselves as an, as a entity, we're going to run these tests, and then that way we cover ourselves from all angles, and just, well, the test happened, and then we got attacked. by an EMP missile from Iran. That's what their thinking is. So November 13th and 14th, the best thing I could tell you is be prepared. Do your own research. Look at all the links below. I know I'm not breaking it down for you. I don't sit there and go through a script on all this stuff. There's a hunch that I get. I look at it and it's starting to make sense. I'm not like one of those, ooh, I'm going to scare you into something that's going to happen. No. I mean, it's just kind of strange that these events are happening. So I would like you to do your own research, and I could be completely wrong. It could be just they're testing it. But they say that the electrical grid is the glass jaw of the United States. And once that gets knocked out, they did a study in 2008. I don't have the link to that. If you could find it, tweet it to me so I can put it in the description. That in 2008, they said 70 to 90% of the United States population would die off if we were attacked by an EMP missile. Because it would knock out everything electronic. So you just have complete mayhem, darkness, no food. And it's going to happen in November when it's just starting to hit the cold months. So we're talking like mass deaths and killings and people just dying. And it's not like you get hit by EMP grenade, you jump in your car and take off. No, you have to defend yourself. And there's things that you can make, like a aluminum garbage can that can protect the EMP, like your crank radio, batteries, things like that. I mean, just to get you where you're going. So I hate to be trying to like fear factor, but I don't want to be stupid and just ignore it. I mean, I think it's in our best interest that you guys know this. I mean, it doesn't cost much to go get a steel garbage can from Home Depot and make one of these kits. I don't know the name of it. It's called like a parity cage or something like that, where it protects it from the EMP blast. So I highly suggest that you do the research. If anything, it's like $20-$40 to like get yourself prepared. And I don't know how you're going to protect if you got a family or kids. There's just no way to get out of it. It's just going to be disaster. So with that being said, I just wanted to point that out. I thought it was very strange, and we started seeing this testing, and it's very, very weird. The other thing I want to touch on is, drunk driving. Okay? I'm not going to point no names out or nothing like that. I think somebody, if they want to let you know in the comments, they can. And there's some things that happened today, and I'm not going to mention no names. See, I could go on with a whole different, pointing the finger and doing all that, and I'm not going to do that. That wasn't my point. And it's pathetic that I got attacked on Twitter for pointing this out. I had a tragic situation, and if I don't want to talk about it now, but if you've seen it on Twitter, you know what it was. And that's why it touched something to me. And, the facts are this. Life is really fragile. And this goes out to you guys out there that are listening. If you have a problem with drinking and you don't know how to control yourself, and maybe you got a bunch of yes people around you because you're making lots of money and they don't know how to help you, you have to seek help. All I can say is this, is that do not drink and drive. Don't even drink alcohol if you don't have to. I don't even drink alcohol anymore. I used to, and then I kind of weaned off of it, and my body just rejects it. It just doesn't. I might have like a beer once in a great while, but it's not like before. And don't get me wrong, everybody when they're young makes mistakes, and you learn from them, and hopefully nothing tragic happens. But I want to make this message that if you're a YouTuber and you have a lot of followings and a subscriber base and so on and so forth, make sure that you do your part in the community to get these messages out there. It's tragic that some people have to lose their lives for this to be put out in the forefront for you to see this. All I can do is pray for the loved ones and the people that lost their lives. I feel really bad about that. But on the side, and on the other note, and the reason that I'm making this the reason I'm making these statements is because, because like I said, it affected me. And if I can help anybody out there in any way, drinking and driving, just don't do it. Just do not do it. Do not drink and drive. Please listen to this message. Look at my face. Please do not drink and drive. And that's the whole point here. Because here's the thing, you could have people that love you, and the people that you're responsible for in your vehicle, the people that are outside your vehicle, it's just don't do it. I don't know why alcohol is legal in the United States. I don't understand why it is. I mean, it's the most toxic. It kills people more than anything. It kills all your organs. I don't understand how smoking has been banned, but alcohol hasn't. It's just very sad, and I don't see any point in it. I mean, at least hard liquor. I mean, maybe a beer or something. But, geez, this stuff is just crazy. But anyways, that's my message. I hope I reach one of you young people out there. I mean, it's just sad that something like this has to happen. Just take the time to think about when you do something like this. This is the best way I can explain it. If you have a problem with an addiction or something of that nature, or you have a problem with it's something that's got a hold of you, look in the mirror. I'm seriously, like, literally, look in the mirror when you're drunk. Look in the mirror when you're high. Look at that face and see if that's the person you want to be. Think about the people that love you. Think about, seriously, think about the people who love you. When you're drinking, think about that. And that's the best thing I can say. Anyways, I hope this video helps out in twofolds. I didn't want to just keep making multiple videos. That's why I put these two together. I'm going to do some more videos on my Fisticuffs channel, my F2ST channel. You follow me on Twitter, and that's it. I pray for those people, you know what I mean? My heart goes out to people who lost their souls and the loved ones. And that's the bottom line. So until next time, I'll see you. Peace. I'm out.